What's up, everybody? How you doing? Willis and I are hanging out in the parking lot of Walmart, one of the greatest places you can go if you're a targeted individual. Nobody bothers you in there. Haha. Kathy had to pick up some beauty products, some couple things. So I'm just waiting outside with Willis. But I haven't been making many videos lately. Did some interviews. Got my favorite interview I think I've done so far on Crowdsource the Truth with Jason Goodman. Jason had myself, Kevin Shipp, former CIA intelligence officer, I'm sorry, that's got an awesome portfolio, uncovered the deep state, putting the word out about that so people can understand what's really going on in our country, and that we do have Stasi police and domestic surveillance terrorism going on. And Ella Free from the Ella Free Show, who has interviewed hundreds of targeted individuals. You know, these people are credible, they know what they're talking about, and I got to be on the show with them. And we'll probably do more. Kathy and I are probably going to be doing the Ella Free Show together, so we can talk about our experience being targeted together. You know, she's been here for around 5 months now, and you know, we go through this every single day together. You know, we don't share a delusion. That's impossible. Well, I don't want to say impossible, but come on. These standard operating procedures these people carry out on us every single day, we both notice the exact same thing. I mean, come on. It's completely obvious. It's overt. It's harassment. So that's kind of an update with that. I went to court. If anybody hasn't been watching Crowdsource the Truth or watching my Facebook page or anything, oh, here comes a car driving right towards me. Yeah, that was necessary. That's what they do. They just aim their car at you. I'm in the middle of the parking lot. She just aimed her car right at me. I'm in the middle of all the parking spaces, and then she all of a sudden just cuts it to the right. Because that's what normal people do. So anyway, I went to court last month on the 16th. No, this month. I'm sorry, it's not November yet. So October 16th, I went to court after a day of complete horror. My daughter's school went on lockdown. This is the day before I had to go to court. My dad talked about this in another video, but my daughter's school went on lockdown. Somebody supposedly had a gun. They had supposedly arrested that guy, and there were 6 or 7 other students with guns that said, if you don't release that guy, we're going to come to the school and shoot the school up. So my daughter's in the school. They've got the school locked down for 4 hours. I have no idea if these people are going to go in and shoot the school up. I'm talking to my daughter on the phone. She's laying down in the back of the classroom with all the doors locked and the lights off. You know, and we've had Columbine and this shooting in Florida, Broward County. You know, and you see the news with that. You know, people died, even though they might have been a false flag. People died, people were injured, even if this was set up. These were set up. So I've got that going through my head. Is my daughter gonna die today? Then I have this Dave Atkins terrorist, this traitor to our country, that is complicit with organized stalking and harassment. Contact my attorney. This is on the same day, the day before I had to go to court, to make a decision whether to accept a plea deal or fight for my freedom. This guy Dave Atkins contacts my attorney through some company. It doesn't even say his name, Collection Data Services or something like that. Contacts my attorney, tells my attorney that I've got nothing good to say about him, that I'm sending out negative information to an audience of 30 to 40,000 people, and I get a call from both of my attorneys that night that had nothing to do with what we were going to go over in court the next day. other than, if you are going to say negative things about us, we're not going to represent you. And I haven't said anything that I didn't tell them. I've told them, you guys aren't doing this. You're not getting these body cameras that I know. There's 8 or 9 police in the Discovery. They've got body cameras, all of them. And the only body camera that happened to be functioning is the body camera that was functioning 12 hours after the incident of my mailboxes. None of the other, where is that? Why can't I get it? You know, so I told my attorney all the same stuff in their office that I said on any of these shows. So there's nothing that I didn't tell the attorney that I didn't say on the show. So I've got Andy Marcantel calling me up, asking me what I said about them. Not talking about our case or anything like that. Get off the phone with him. A little while later, I get a phone call from Mark Victor, and he's basically pissed that I conveyed exactly what that I repeated what I was talking about to them in their office. He didn't like that I put that information out there because he knows he's wrong. He calls me up, giving me a hard time, asking me what I said, telling me I should take those videos down. And if I don't completely trust them, they can't represent me because the Arizona State Bar Association won't allow them to represent me because we don't have a good. Okay. And then after all of that, I'd spent the entire day working. I'm working my ass off to try to keep up with all these bills. Remember, I'm targeted, and they come at you from every single angle. So my business is targeted. I'm putting out fires that they're causing in my store every single day. I'm spending 2 or 3 hours every day unnecessarily by organized stalking and harassment, by messages that have like little coded. You know, I'm not saying my entire eBay account is hacked and every sale is false, but they pepper them in there, and they'll use these little keywords and it'll match exactly what I was saying the day before in a conversation just a little bit earlier. It'll have to do what's going on with me, and if I say something like, "Oh, this clearly is part of my targeting," and I'm sitting here having to message back and forth, and they're making it completely difficult. I've got 10 of those a day that I got to deal with. It's not. There are stupid people out there that can't figure out an eBay transaction. Yes, but probably 1 out of about 50 that I deal with is an actual person having that much trouble. You know, oh, I'm sorry, I forgot my address. I'm sorry, you know. Is this anyway? I won't go into that much detail with that. So after that long ass day, and they're messing with Kathy too. I'm not the only one dealing with this. She gets just as much as I do. She's not looking at, you know, going to prison right now, but she gets pretty much everything I do and some more. I mean, there's some different aspects of our targeting. But yeah, after that completely ridiculous day, you know, we weren't even getting along that well at the end of the day, and we get along fine. Until these people start intervening and trying to intentionally ruin our relationship. So, I mean, I had 3 things go on that day that were completely, that clouded my judgment. I couldn't wake up the next morning after that day and make a sound decision. So I accepted the plea deal. I signed it. The attorney, and the attorney comes into court the next day and says, "So you've been calling this, calling that." I told Mark Victor he was a fucking asshole because well, I just told him that. He doesn't listen to me when I try to tell him about gang stalking, organized stalking, and harassment, that I have connections that I can have call him and give him expert witness testimony I can have people explain this to him, exactly what's going on. I can show him in these tapes that these people followed me to the store or were waiting there for me and then followed me into the store and then followed me out and left at the exact same time. I can show it on these tapes. They would not subpoena the information or the videotapes from the convenience store to show that, and they won't get the body cam. They won't do anything. That's why I called my attorney a fucking asshole. He won't work with me, and then he won't listen to anything I say. And then he says, Michael, if you just listen to me, this is how this works. And I said, no, I don't want to listen to you because I don't want to take a felony and be a felon the rest of my life, when these people that are torturing me and harassing me should be the ones that are being investigated. You can't just start with, this guy pulled a gun and then end right there. How about what's been going on for how many years before this? This is a ridiculous system. It needs to be investigated and it needs to be changed. And people need to go to prison, the right people. And the people that are in prison unjustly need to be let out. This is ridiculous. We have the largest prison population in the fucking world. This is America. Come on, people. The prison population doubled. From 1975 to 1985? Did nobody notice that? Nobody figure out how that's happening? Maybe, possibly, we put in force Stasi police phishing scam system that people would go out and one by one antagonize people into acting out, or using lawfare, which is a great new term that I've recently picked up, to go after people that they don't like, to use a system that's weaponized. And you know, it's just as bad as somebody going out doing a mass shooting. It's probably worse, because they're stealing freedoms from every single person that's being targeted. They're not giving that person a chance to succeed, make it in life, to live. So, all right, I'm not seeing Kathy here. Maybe she might be waiting out front for me. I'm just gonna go. I wanted to update everybody on what I did, sign that plea deal. I still have the opportunity to back out, and the judge could just decline the plea deal because he didn't like the answers I gave in the probation questionnaire, something like that. Like, yes, I did accept this plea deal under duress, because I do not feel that if I go to court and go in front of a jury of 8, I don't know if it's 8 or 12, I can't get the right answer out of anybody, 8 or 12 people, that they won't get to those people and say, hey, you know what, we've been working on this for a long time, this guy's trying to uncover this multi-billion-dollar corrupt program, possibly trillion, and we want him away, we want him to shut up. They're not going to tell them that part. They're just, you know, hey, find this guy guilty, you will live a nice life the rest of your life. You know, they spend almost $4 million a year targeting somebody. Why don't they just pay each one of these people $1 million, keep their mouth shut, give them a national security letter, say the guy's a domestic terrorist, they can go ahead and do it without fear of being prosecuted, lying in court, something like that. I don't know. They've got some kind of loopholes that they can just fuck you over. So that's why I had to accept this plea deal. Like, if I go to trial, I do not feel that I'll have a fair trial. I'm gonna get hamstrung, railroaded, whatever word you want to use, and I just don't know. Oh, and I can't afford it. Also, by the way, yeah, lost my house, my savings, money I was supposed to pay for taxes a couple years ago. Stolen, trying to catch up with that. I mean, I sent him a check for like $16,000 not that long ago, so hopefully they see that I'm not just some deadbeat not paying my taxes. I got screwed over, and I'm trying to catch back up while being targeted. I'm not going to prison for that. So I should probably go. See, I'm feeling a little passionate today about this whole thing. You know, I've been just thinking about it a lot. Yeah, and I've had a lot of anxiety each day. You know, I wake up, it's the first thing on my mind. That's what these people are trying to do. It's how psychological operation works. Mind warfare. And it's torture. The people that are doing this, that have infiltrated our system, weaponized the system, to go after government dissidents, basically people that disagree with what they want. Yeah, I'm gonna stop. I hope everybody has a good day. Oh, also, this is a whole nother topic. A lot of you have been messaging me through Facebook, through Twitter, sending me messages on YouTube, asking me for help, plea. They're saying, this is happening to me, this is happening to me. I am so sorry that you're going through this, and I want it to stop. But me starting a new relationship with TIs throughout every single day would basically have me contacting TIs and being in conversations all day long with TIs, and I can't start that. And I want to. If I was a philanthropist and I had millions of dollars and I could do this, that's all I would do every single day. I'd get up in the morning and I would dedicate my time to targeted individuals, figuring out why this has been done, where it's funded, how we can stop it. I just don't have enough hours in the day. I work 60 to 70 hours a week in my job trying to keep up and just pay the bills. So after that is when I take the time to research and do all these videos. The human body just can't function going through all that and having to research all this court stuff. I've been like 7 or 8 times. I've lost count since January 4th. I keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I'm getting worn out, and I think that's why they do this. It takes so long. They gang stalk you throughout the whole thing and just get you to where you are completely just brain dead. You know, you start thinking like a child. You can't function normally and make proper decisions. And that's when they go, okay, we put their brain in the blender long enough, now's when we can, you know, like jiu-jitsu, you know, they're thinking 100 moves ahead, and some of them they're trying to tire out their opponent, and then when they see they've tired them out, that's when they go for the arm bar or the choke. You know, this is the same fucking thing. I'm gonna go look for my girlfriend. Just make sure she's not standing out in front of the place waiting for me and people bothering her. So, all right, everybody have a great week. Thank you, Jason and Brian, Kevin, Ella. Thank you, everybody.